Let me welcome you to the wonderful experimental production that is the live watch party for Kamala Harris. Let me just tell you how wonderful this is, how inviting it is. John Davis, who was the coach of the debate team, is going to be here hosting this whole event where we're going to be talking about Kamala Harris, the debate team, the experience that is Howard University. We're going to be talking about all of those things today. And you're going to get to do it while we're watching the debate. We are your TV companion. We expect that you're going to have it on your television in the room, and then we're going to be there watching it with you. You're going to get to hear John comment on that. If anything happens crazy, we're going there. And John is going to be available to comment on all of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get John. Let me get John here in the.
I see the just joined the call as well. Can you hear me, Omari? Omari, are you on mute?
Okay, so let me see. This is why I'm glad we're doing this because I still see me. I want to, and I want it to be. Oh, I want to go, John. Okay, I'm getting it. Oh, we got it.
I do see your face on the
I'm reclaiming the
on the
host.
screen. Right. I think that I just admitted Omari. I don't know where he went, but a notice popped up on my screen that Omari is here. I did admit he's not speaking, so
On video, we need the video. Start video, please.
8:30. We should be fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, so here we go. John,
Yes.
let me see if I should join you.
Can you bring me up on this, Mario? I don't see on the live side. I don't see it being streamed in because I'm looking at you, looking at your monitor.
I'm trying to just get Omari off the screen. Uh,
He's on.
I'm just trying to get.
Bring him on.
I'm just trying to get something.
Well, now I'm out to,
Yeah, no, this is me. I'm just having a real problem here. I'm trying to share. I guess I'm trying to share this screen. But which way? This is why we don't have to worry about anybody coming in till 6.
well, remember, we were gonna start 30 minutes early, but you could.
Yeah, I'm trying. I want to put you here. You're first of all, what are we sharing? Sharing. Exactly. So my screen, I'm sharing everything. I just don't understand why I don't have John stop video. Omari, I asked Omari for video. Are we waiting for your video, Omari? We're waiting your video. Omari Bakari, we're waiting your video.
I'm still, I got a blank screen now. No longer your home screen.
I'm trying to see why that is that. Why is we not showing John?
I see your picture moving around.
I don't understand what I'm not doing. I'm not sure what I'm not doing. Hold on, if I want to stop share. I don't want to share anymore.
What's that? Have now Pelosi's video on the screen.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to share that. Hold on, I just don't know if I'm supposed to. Okay, hold on. I think I know what's wrong. I'm in the wrong thing. Zoom meeting, Zoom workplace. So here's the Zoom workplace. So let the view, gallery view. This is not what we're streaming, showing.
Now you're there's not.
Oh, you see something?
Not just you. You're in the corner in the little
Oh,
empty,
yeah, okay.
picture.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still a photo. It's still a photo of Pelosi's documentary.
What I'm having a problem only because uh I'm not understanding why it's not streaming this. That's what I'm not understanding to me. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. Stop sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, see, John, I'm glad we're here, but you see, this is the shit that was gonna drive. See what I'm saying? What I'm saying this is what was gonna drive me crazy. This is what I was afraid of. But we got to hear, John. We're here. We're here.
Can you on in the line?
I've asked to start video. We've said it on the broadcast. Let me call him on the phone. How about that? And say, dude, can you start the broadcast? Now you change the angle.
Hey, Mario.
Yeah, where are you?
I'm waiting to leave that in the room.
You're in the room. I keep sending you messages saying start your camera. You getting any of those messages?
No, well, I'm just waiting to get an email.
Can you hear the audio?
No, I think we need to.
Oh, see, I don't know what you're doing. Because you should be. All I can say is that, admin, maybe you're not logged in as.
Well, yeah, on the phone.
Okay, now there's somebody admin guest. Okay, but Omari Bakari, who's that? Is that just one of our friends? Hi there. Okay, that's just one of our friends. I'm gonna remove them now. Okay, so now I'm gonna put Victor in. So Amari, I don't know I can't. You got to fix that on your end.
I was in on the phone when you called. I think it bugged me up, huh? It's asking me to join you on the computer.
We're all in there. John, check your angle again. You had it right. Now it's got 2 inches of 2 feet of space above your head. Or move up like you were, or change your position back to where you were, John. There you go. There you go. Well, there you go. That's the right position. We still waiting on Omari. I got Omari on the phone.
I'm trying to get in the room.
No, you're not. No, you're not. There's no request for you to join. So whatever you're doing, stop it and redo it again.
Let me do it on the phone, right?
All right, bye.
We'll see.
Good luck. Good luck.
Hey, it's Victor.
Hey, there he goes.
How you doing, sir?
And look at that. Look, see, he already brought the handkerchief, brought the glasses already, and backing up, going into my closet already, man. Damn.
Oh my God. You know, my now I need to, of all things, I need to plug my phone into something with these short ass recharging cords for these apples.
Hey,
Right.
Vic,
Yes, sir.
I told John to use his old computers as a monitor. If
Yes,
that would really
absolutely.
help him.
Yeah.
If he puts his old computer behind the phone and logs it into the broadcast, then he'll be able to see. Because
Yeah.
he does when he does it on the phone, he doesn't recognize we're all using monitors. You're sitting there in front of a computer
And
with the phone and everything.
be prepared for sometimes a delay in the feed.
Yeah.
No, I
Right
see that
now,
for
there's
sure.
a delay, but we're all synced up and
Right.
it's working well.
Yep.
So okay. So it I guess
We still
we're
have time. Let's work out. So everybody watching, you have to understand the nature of this. This is a momentous occasion. We've got wonderful people trying to do this amazing technology, to do something that's tremendously exciting.
was that a
These are
doorbell?
folks who were with Kamala in the past. John Davis is a wonderful person to tell us about the stories about Kamala. He was the coach of the debate team. Howard Professor of the Year 1 year, twice Professor of the Year. I say it all the time because I'm impressed as hell about it. Twice Howard
Hey,
Professor of the Year at George Mason. If we could get Omari to get his orientation up right,
your orientation is wrong on your phone there, Omari. But you know, we see you finally, my brother.
okay, we can bring his mic in. So
Yay!
this is us
Yay!
getting us together. So hey, John.
Yeah. Hey. You know what? Let me just riff a little bit. And we'll just go from there. And since this is live, and you know, this is how it works. So this is the first of my effort, my collaborative efforts with these wonderful brothers, Victor Allen, and of course, Dr. Mario Hemsley with packstereo.com, been on Roku and been broadcasting and putting out conscious music and messages for years now. And so I'm happy to collaborate with you too, for sure. I'm happy to have worked on putting this collective together. Omari, good to see you, brother. Always a pleasure, right? Like,
Likewise.
so if you could do one quick thing, Omari, just you know, on the side, reach out to Bob, tell him to go ahead and join the link. I think if we were to just have him, if no one else, we could really kind of jump in. Now, you know, obviously the debate is getting started here in 15 minutes. And so we could use the next 15 minutes to just kind of like set the tone for what's going to happen over the 90 minutes of the debate and the 15 minutes prior to it. Just to set the record straight, I was the captain of the debate team when Kamala Harris joined in her freshman year. My coach was Albert Wynn. Albert was actually what happened was the year that Kamala joined the team. Yes, I was the captain then. Also, however, Albert Wynn decided to run for Congress that same year, so he left being the coach of the team. Oh, I see my man Bob is calling me. Why don't you give him a call, Omar? He's calling me right now. Um, so anyhow, as I was saying, uh, Albert was the coach of the team and subsequently went to win in a congressional race in Prince George's County, which is right outside of Washington, D.C., one of the suburbs of D.C. And so he wasn't actually her coach. And we spoke in anticipation of this event. And, you know, I invited him. In fact, we talked this evening. And he was saying that since he wasn't actually her coach, he didn't have the same kind of insights. And I give him a pass on that. That's cool. One of the things I'd like to do is to talk a little bit more about just kind of the legacy that we were part of and that we became part of, as opposed to exactly which specific memory I have of Kamala on the team, or specific activity or a specific competition that she went to. I'm gonna just a couple other things real quick, Mario. One is that we invited a few people, right? Lita Rosario, who was on the team at the time. She's a very close, good friend of Kamala Harris. She is actually hosting her own watch party, and what her watch party for their, the invitees of that watch party have to pay $1,000. It's a fundraiser, so I appreciate the fact that she has work to do relative to this event tonight. Then we have Walter Woods and his wife Sharon, and Sharon Allen, and they may join, but because of some other things that are going on, it might not be the best time for them to join. So what we did was we made an effort to reach out to the folks that were on the team at the time. And as you can see with myself and Omari, I mean, it was a long time ago. We're gray. We're old men. At the time we were in college, right? So we were like an undergrad. That was for me, it started in 1978, 79, 77. So we're talking about a long time ago, obviously. I'm coming up on damn near 50 years since undergrad. So, sometimes memories get a little shady and things of that nature. But debate has a way, man, because of the intensity of the activity, kind of hard to forget, like at least some of the things that you did. And so I'm happy to talk about some of them and have some memories with you, Omari, and Bob, since we were actually there on the team. In fact, Omari, why don't you start us off, man, just by talking about, some of your initial thoughts when you joined the team. Where were things at the time? Give us your perspective of that, and then I can kind of add some color.
Sure. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Yep.
You guys hear me okay? So what I remember, we had some grueling practices and practice sessions. I think at the time, half of us were veterans who had all met in the Veterans Affairs Office. And through them, I met Bob Walters, and Bob, I think, introduced me to John. And so we were this group of guys who had Eagles. We were veterans, and we thought we were amongst the top at Howard's campus. And so when you add JD, who came to Howard as the National High School Debate Champion, and he recruited another young man, Gordon Knox, who was, at the time he was recruited, I think he was the high school debate champion as well. So our practice sessions, we practiced beating up on each other because, that was the temperament of what these debates were going to be like, that we were going to be beating up on each other. And I won't forget when Lita joined the team. Lita's from Boston, very attractive young lady. And I thought, well, she's too cute to be effective on this team because everybody's getting beat up. And Lita proved, to be as tough as the rest of us. And she went out and bought Kamala to kind of, even things up a little bit, bring some more women on the team. And I have to admit, coming out of the service, I was a bit chauvinistic. And I just didn't see the point of, as beautiful as these two women were, I just didn't see the point of them being on the debate team because they were going to get beat up. John was a beast then, and he's a beast today. And he was beating everybody up. If you didn't have the argument, if you didn't know what the topic was, you were in trouble. And I can remember, I think the debate topic was whether or not the U.S. should continue to provide military support in the Namibian desert. And we did hours and hours of research. I mean, we got to the point where we looked at every country and we saw what the size of their military was and how much money they were spending and how much it would cost to continue to provide support in Namibia. And those were grueling practice sessions. And I remember I after getting slapped around a little bit, I just said, well, look, I'll just do the research. Let me help put the arguments together. I don't need to be on the front line to get this punishing beating. And so what I remember was when when Lita brought Kamala around, I was like, I guess they can hang, but I just didn't see the point. It just seemed like they were going to get beat up too.
Well, you know what,
He,
man? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a story about that, right? So,
yeah, he didn't want to. I just let me just finish, Davey. I just
yeah,
thought
yeah. Sorry. Go
these
ahead.
young ladies weren't tough enough to hang with us. Turns out both of them proved us wrong.
Oh,
Wow.
totally. And let me just tell you this, right? The forum is called the Forum Debating Society. Started at Howard in 1919, and that was the first debating society exclusively for women. And so Howard has a 100-year history, man, more of training sharp, Howard women in the art of debate and argumentation and oratory. And amongst the things that, was kind of like our style, if you will, while we competed. And I'd love to talk a little bit about some of that competition, because there was a story actually about Kamala having a little bit of an incident with the debaters from Navy at one tournament that I didn't see it happen, but I do know about it. But anyways, we were a team that was focused still on eloquence. That eloquence matters in the Black community, to using language and words as weapons. And so, this was part of our armor. So that was kind of the thing that we wanted to always convey and always have working for us, because in a tournament you win on argument and you win on speaking ability. And so I always felt like there were two shots at coming home with the trophy by being articulate. And so the rule for me was, understand the mechanics as good as your opponent, and then add your personality, and you win every time. And so if you can debate as good as Harvard or as good as the next team, that you can answer every question, you know how to raise an objection in a courtroom, same sort of scenario. If you know the mechanics of the profession that you take on and you add in your personality, you wind up winning, because the majority of folks that were in competition against us, the majority of those folks were mimicking each other. And you see it today, right? Like one style becomes the favorite style, and every single person wants to speak like that. A lot of folks just aren't willing to put their personality on top of the mechanics of whatever that profession is. And that to us was always the winning style. And I think that's how we wound up being as good as we were throughout these competitions. And I see that we're about 5 minutes before the tournament, or should I say, Kamala's debate starts with former president. I give him only that much credit, that he was the president of the United States. I don't feel like he represents the kind of office, the kind of conduct in office that we should have, but that's my personal view. What we're going to try to do today, and what I'm going to be asking of you three gentlemen, in addition to anyone else that tends to join, is to sort of think about what was said, how that fits into the context of what we know. Does it come across as something that's going to be effective in our community? So let's also provide a little bit of substantive color to what we're hearing in the debate, in addition to occasionally sort of peeling off and giving you some context about Howard's illustrious debate history. And so one other little bit of housekeeping news. A woman named Annie Linsky, who is the White House correspondent for the Wall Street Journal, called me a few days ago and wanted some information. And she was writing an article about Howard's debate team and Kamala's role there. Annie might be joining this call at some point to get some of our feedback or to hear what our thoughts might be relative to what's being said during the debate. So I just wanted to put that out there. I know that we have some listeners on the channel that are queuing in, and my hope is that our listeners will also be willing to send in a request, or should I say make a chat or send in a comment And my good friend and colleague Victor will be monitoring those feeds in social media or on our channel, our websites, those kinds of platforms to see whether or not there's information that you can share with us that we can share with you, or at least get an opinion, get my opinion on some of the things that are shared here. So I just wanted to do that little bit of housekeeping with you. Omari, do you remember when the debate team sort of pivoted towards student government and kind of got involved in politics? Because I think that was a critical sort of event that happened with Kamala in her freshman year, and that after having a pretty bruising year of practice rounds, and even I think that they did go to a varsity, I'm sorry, like that, a novice tournament as freshmen. At the end of the year, we had a plan and did a real pivot into student government. I wound up being the campaign manager for a lot of that effort. But what's your thoughts? I mean, do you feel like Kamala, when she chose to run for office, that was a pivotal moment in her? We don't know. I don't know whether you knew her beforehand, but at Howard and since Howard, your thoughts about what happened there. I know you were intimately involved in the student government and politics on campus at the time. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I didn't realize Kamala was going to run for, I think she ran for president of the School of Liberal Arts.
Or it was either the president or a member of the Liberal Arts Student Council, one of those offices.
So what I remember is that when we all decided that we were going to run again, I thought we all had some pretty big egos at that time, and we treated being on the debate team like we had some kind of elitist status. But when we decided to mount that campaign, it was the year after you had ran for office, and
with Jeanine Rouzan, right?
And then we had got the bad press, and it seemed like that bad press tempered war, an ongoing battle with us and the Hilltop, and particularly the incoming editor, which was Isabel
Wilkerson, right?
So,
Right.
so,
Wilkerson, you want to tell people who she is, just for those that aren't familiar?
yeah, so Isabel has written two books recently. Both of them have. I think of the first one, she won the New York Times Writer of the Year. And the second one, Cast, excuse me, which was made into a film. But that book also got her a lot of fame.
Yeah, I think she got a Pulitzer for the first one, The Warmth of Other Suns, right?
Right.
But she was the editor of the newspaper at the time, and the political reporter was a guy named Joseph Perkins, who was he ultimately wound up working for the Wall Street Journal, and is a very conservative reporter. And he did, sort of do a nice tap dance on our case, and it really did lead to the strategy, which was that let's go ahead and run for all of these different student government offices, and in that way we could not only fund our own campaign. And I think I just heard a doorbell, so there might be somebody trying to chime in.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you and make this announcement. Some of the participants have had some trouble getting into the room, and we're acknowledging that. Please make sure you take a look for John's latest email that he did. We did some rerouting of things prior to the broadcast, unfortunately, but we think that we can accommodate everybody. That's Walter.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
great.
Walter.
Oh, good. There you
So
go.
I'm gonna ask
Excellent.
Walter to unmute his microphone.
Fantastic. You're muted now.
Okay, so did I unmute?
Hey, Walter,
How's it
there
going?
you are, brother.
All right, I
Hey,
didn't want to
there's my
be
friend.
anti-social, so I said, okay, at least let me chime in and
Yeah, brother.
say
Yes,
hello.
sir. Thank
Sharon's
you,
not
man.
showing her face; she's in the background. Say, you can say hi anyway. Just say hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Yeah.
How you doing, dear?
All
So
right.
nice to hear your voice after all these years. Good to see you too, Walter.
All right, thanks, man. I'm sorry. So I obviously It's something you all had in flow.
No.
We're
We
actually
just
talking about how we arrived at running for student government. How all of us who were participating on a debate team arrived
Right,
at the decision to take over student government the following year.
right. Well, we had enough vets on that team where we felt like we didn't have enough stuff to do. Also, like, what am I doing? I'm going to class 4 or 5 hours and I'm studying. And, that's why some of us started doing the debate also to just kind of fill up schedule, have things to do.
mhm. No,
You
so
know, that's
we
I know that's how I felt for a while anyway. It was like, shit, okay, I only got 15 hours in class and study. I got to get a job or something. Do something with this time. Yeah.
did you get a scholarship from Albert?
Yeah.
Did he get
Oh,
yeah.
he didn't have to give me one because remember I was in the that honors program. My
Uh-huh.
cousin
Uh-huh.
who got me to come there told me about it. She said,
Uh-huh.
just get good grades the first semester. I got a 4.0 and
Mhm.
they put me on full scholarship.
There you go. There you
I'm
go.
trying to remember who the hell I met that was it you? I'm trying to remember who I met that even told me about the debate team.
Yeah.
That's an
You know,
interesting one there.
Omari, weren't you saying that you guys had talked during the the Veterans Office or something like that? That was
Yeah, I think it was Bob Walter.
Was it Bob? Okay.
Ladies and
All right.
gentlemen, the debate is starting and the participants are entering.